Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome, folks.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk, and we're going to have fun tonight. We're going to talk about some magnets. And
yes,
magnet
we
fish.
are. And how to magnet fish.
And how to magnet fish. Because, you know, Jeff, I have a lot of customers who buy the magnet kits, and they have so much fun with it. I'm always jealous of them. You know, they pull some crazy stuff out. And I've always thought, man, I must be living in a bad neighborhood because they find a lot of guns.
Well, Phil, I have to tell you, you know, there's been a few around there where they might, you probably need to pack during the wintertime when it gets dark early.
I do. I don't like to stay here after dark. But, you know, I was fortunate that the auto lot that opened up next door to me, they put some major lights in their backyard and lights my shop up like a Christmas tree. I mean,
oh, well, that's even better.
Yes, it's like daylight walking around. So now I don't feel so bad.
Well, you feel better. You feel a little safer.
Yes, you do when you can see everything close to you.
Yeah.
The magnet fishing, the people who do it just love doing it. So this is exciting that we're going to be talking magnet fishing tonight.
And it's growing by the day.
Yes, it is.
I don't think the city of Tampa is giving you an award.
I'm not getting an award for lighting up my building.
No, for talking about our wonderful city.
No, Jocelyn's mad for me talking about our city. But it's wonderful. It is a wonderful city. Yes, it is. And it's getting better every day.
Yeah.
So I guess I better get going on our housekeeping, huh?
Yep.
All righty. Well, as always, today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure. And the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed here by the Treasure Talk guest and member belong solely to the guest and member and not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Monin.
True.
And the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of metal detecting and treasure hunting in all forms and to educate our members in a fun, informative manner. And that's exactly what we're going to do, isn't it, Jeff?
Now, we're going to do that tonight because this guest knows what's going on. So y'all out there, get your questions ready because we anticipate a lot of questions tonight. And she's going to give us nice, succinct answers and answer your questions. So because she knows all the intricacies about magnet fishing, magnets, and everything. So we got really lucky when we got this young lady to be our guest for Brute Magnets. And we will be giving away a magnet kit tonight.
Yes, that's going to be cool too. And before we get started, Jeff, I just want to remind folks that if you're looking for Legend metal detectors, we have those in stock again. We were out for 2 days. And we just got an order of them in, and now the distributor's out of them. They're going to be out for a couple weeks, I believe. And also, real quick, before we get our guests on, we do have the new Manicore coils, the M9s, the M8s, the M15s. So we've got all the Manicore coils, and I think we're getting some LG24 coils. That's for the Legend. That's a very popular coil. They were out of stock for a little while, but we're getting those back in, I think, on Wednesday. So anything, just holler at me for sure.
Yeah, and that's why it always pays to buy from a local dealer like Myers Metal Detectors. Number one, because if Phil doesn't have it in stock, you don't need it. And number two, he does stock the items. Just case in point with the Legend Pro Pack, like he just told you. He's got them in stock. The distributor doesn't have them in stock. So there's a lot of people out there. I'm a metal detector dealer, you know, and all they're doing is when you call them, they're going to the distributor to have it drop shipped. The distributor don't got them. Phil's got them. There you go. So you can go into the shop and put your hands on it, see if you like it.
Yeah, pick it up, feel it, make sure it's the right one for you. that's the beauty, with all the different products. There's no other shop probably in the country that has the inventory that we have, has the scoops, has the magnets like we're going to be talking about tonight,
Yep.
has everything in stock. So you can put your hands on, pick it up, and feel it.
Yep. Gold panning, everything. Plus, the only shop in the country that has the Treasure Talk Pro Sifter Titanium and the Myers Pro handle.
Where's my angel man?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have that pro handle, and the people love that too. I've got nothing but really good reviews from that.
Yep. Yes, indeed. So we better get into it because I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of questions.
Yes, we better get on it.
Yes, we better. So coming right at you right now, this young lady is one of the most accomplished magnet fishers in the world. She knows her stuff cold. We're extremely lucky to have her with us tonight. She has a YouTube channel. She has TikTok. She has Facebook. And she is the top affiliate for Brute Magnetics, which in our opinion is the quill of magnets. And she's going to talk about that, tell you about the magnets, anything that you want to know about magnet fishing. This young lady will be able to give you an answer. And if she doesn't know the answer, which I highly doubt, she'll find it out. So let's bring on right now Outdoors Angeline from Brute Magnetics. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, guys. I'm feeling really humbled right now. Your introduction just really made me feel super, super good. Thank you so much for the kind words you guys said.
We only say the truth.
I know, and I just, you guys are amazing, and thank you for having me here. I got a bunch. There are people watching right now. I've got questions waiting to be asked.
Yeah, they're already asking them already. We've got a bunch. So you go by, it's Angeline?
Okay, this is kind of, if you have time for a quick, so Outdoor Angel. See, I was going to be the Outdoor Angel because my name is Angel Lynn. But it was taken, Outdoor Angel. And you know what? It was taken by somebody that's like literally not even doing anything. So it's a name that has been taken, but not being used. And I thought, well, my middle name is Lynn. So let's call me Outdoor Angel Lynn. And so a lot of people will call me Angie or they'll call me Lynn. It just depends on which network. Like if TikTok, a lot of people call me Lynn or Angie, or Outdoor. Outdoor is a big thing. And I don't mind it because I just really enjoy being outdoors. And I feel confined with a roof over my head. So that's it.
All right. Well, we're going to get started with a bunch of questions, aren't we, Jeff?
Yes, we are.
And first one I want to ask is, how long have you been doing it?
Okay, well, obviously, the magnet fishing craze started in 2020. I literally didn't know anything about magnet fishing until because I have a metal detector. I don't have the metal detectors that you sell, but I do have a metal detector, and I was into treasure hunting. And so during 2020, I was seeking out treasure hunting videos, and I came across the magnet fishing videos and was just like, oh my God, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I got it. And so we went through some weird things, like we took a GoPro magnet and tied it to some twine and lost it, by the way. I'm still looking for that. And then I found, Brute Magnetics. We found the 2,400 pound double-sided. I actually found and got and refurbished a mag light, a really cool mag light, because the magnet was strong enough to pull the batteries up through the aluminum casing. And then I was like, but then the 2,400 wasn't it wasn't strong enough. So then I moved on to because I had to have a Boss 360. And I just went up and up and up and up from there because the stronger the magnet, the more you find, the more addictive the treasure hunting quest is. So I kind of went up from there. And that's how I got involved starting in 2020. But I'm one of those people that has to be an expert at what I do. So even though I was using the magnets, I had to know what pull force was. I had to know what it meant. I had to know what a double-sided magnet was versus a 360. There's like all these different interesting things that you need to know. And I took the time to go and look and find out. And then people started asking me questions. I started to answer them. They started to find out that my answers were affirmative. And I kind of sort of got sucked into this rabbit hole of let's ask Angel. And that's where I am today.
All right. Well, we've got questions rolling in here right now. And this one is from MIN. And it's, what's the coolest thing you found so far?
Well, okay. 2 things. I haven't found a pew pew. Anybody that uses TikTok knows what I mean. I haven't found a pew pew, but I live in a really good spot in Indiana where I'm fortunate that that's not the kind of thing that you find on an everyday basis. So the coolest thing that I have ever found was my cobalt blue limited edition, fully working, fully restorable, and I restored it, Maglite. It's only a $56 Maglite, but I found it and I restored it and it was amazing. The second coolest thing that I ever found was 150 pounds, and I pulled it up and it was an antique cast iron 4-foot fence piece. Those are my 2 favorite all-time pieces that I have ever found.
So have you ever found any jewelry?
Well, when you talk about jewelry, you have to understand that gold, anybody that does treasure hunting, especially with metal detectors, knows that gold is not magnetic. Right. But I have found some really nice watches.
Question from Louis Villarreal. It's about 10 up.
You have found some really nice what? I'm sorry.
I have found some really nice watches. I found a 1980s Cuisinart watch that was still working. I was being interviewed by the Indiana Sun-Times, and I pulled up this really awesome watch. I don't have it with me right now because my grandkids like to play with it, but I do. It still works, and I do still use it. And I found a watch, and then I found a really cool piece of antique cubic zirconia steel plated necklaces. So the place that I like to go to, Magnet Fish, sometimes will host proms. And I'm guessing that somebody must have lost it at a prom. And it's a really cool, beautiful, and it's magnetic because it is steel and nickel plate. So, but those are the 2 coolest pieces of jewelry that I've found.
Okay.
And, I don't, we don't find much jewelry. I find a lot more car keys, key fobs, boat keys, those kind of things.
Digging Canuck would like to know, have you lost a magnet and got it stuck?
Okay, give me a piece of wood to knock on. I'm going to knock on some wood. I, to date, have never completely lost a magnet. I rely on physics to understand how to release magnets, and even my toughest magnet, I have managed to get unstuck. There are some videos on, like, especially if you go to my TikTok and look at my railroad track videos, I have some playlists. And if you go on there and look, you will see I had actually gotten one of my 360, my Boss 360 stuck, and I learned the physics, figured out the physics. I got it unstuck, but to date, I have not lost. Now I'm going to knock on some wood. Knock on wood. I have not permanently lost any magnets to date. No, wait a minute. I can't say that because when we started talking, I did mention that I permanently lost a GoPro magnet in my ignorance of magnet fishing, which asked me about a sacrifice magnet, and I'll tell you why I lost my GoPro magnet.
Okay. Well, we've got questions are loading up. Jocelyn told me about this one here. It's from Luis Villarreal, and you were talking about different types of magnets, and that's his question. Hey, Angeline, do you prefer using the single top loop magnets? I guess that's the single-sided, or the side top magnets. Some prefer the side hook on magnets. So what's your preference? Which one do you use all the time?
Okay, so here's the thing. Just like when you're fishing and you have your different lures, when you're magnet fishing, you have your different types of magnets. Now, if I am magnet fishing underneath a railroad bridge, I'm going to take my 1,200-pound clamp magnet. That one is very strong. It uses 360 technology. And if I drop it down, I know it's going to clamp onto something, but not be too tough to pull back out. But if I'm in an area where like there's something that I keep losing and I want to get, I'll switch to my Boss 360. So there are different uses for different magnets.
Okay. Well, it looks like Jeff got the one from Grammar Time. Can you explain when you used a 360 magnet versus a double-sided magnet?
Oh, that's awesome. So when I'm using a double-sided magnet, I often use them as my sacrifice magnets because double-sided magnets are, so like, let's say you have a 1,200-pound double-sided magnet. A 1,200-pound double-sided magnet uses combined pull force. So when you're using combined pull force, you take 1,200 and divide it by 2, and that is what each side of the magnet is. So you have 600 on one side and 600 on the other. So I'm going to use my double-sided magnets to test new areas because I don't want to lose my more expensive magnets to areas that are going to be more dangerous or treacherous. So I throw those down first, and if I feel safe, then I'll throw my 360 in. So it's important to have more than one magnet in your arsenal.
Hey, the last question is good.
Well, we've got Jocelyn's over here. She's yelling from across the room. We've got a load of questions, and one of them was, do you use a grappling hook? I guess one of these things here.
Okay. This is a very important question, and let me explain why.
The last one.
I am in the state of Indiana. Now, in the state of Indiana, grappling hooks are considered part of the salvaging license. I do not own or use a grappling hook in Indiana because it's part of the salvaging license, and by using it, I risk getting my magnets taken away from me. If DNR or somebody comes up and they go, oh, well, you're using salvaging tools, so we're going to take your magnets. So I stay up to date on the salvaging laws and the DNR and salvaging rules and regulations, and I don't use grappling hooks. Now, there are a couple of times when I have magnet fished with other people that use them, but I personally don't use them because I don't want the risk. But like I said, here in Indiana, grappling hooks are part of the salvaging laws, so I personally don't use them, and I recommend anybody that's going to use a grappling hook, make sure that the grappling hook is not part of your
Know what a bolt
salvaging laws in your state.
Okay. All right. So check your laws in your state to make sure that is.
Now, just remember, I say laws, but remember, rules and regulations can get your magnets taken from you just as quickly as a law can. So not only your laws, go in and look up rules and regulations regarding salvaging, because it doesn't take a law to get your magnets confiscated. It takes breaking a rule or regulation as well. So you're not just looking at laws, you're also looking at rules and regulations. So just be very careful and understand the area that you're magnet fishing in, and make sure that you're not breaking the salvaging rules and regulations laws that govern that area.
It's the same thing when you're metal detecting. There are certain rules and regulations that are involved in that. And when you go into, like in the city of Tampa, you can't metal detect in the parks, right, Phil?
Right.
No, you
I'm in
cannot. I used to live in St. Petersburg, so I'm very familiar with what you're talking about. Their architecture, now, what is it when you're archaeological? Their archaeological rules definitely stand in place when you are using the metal detector, because you can't dig anything up that is protected. You can
Right.
like pick it up off the ground, but you can't dig it up. So I fully understand Tampa's rules.
Okay.
Yeah.
From 513 Digs wants to know what's your favorite magnet setup?
Oh, you got time? Right now, I'm going to tell you my favorite magnet setup is my Boss 360. All-time favorite is my Boss 360. Secondary to my Boss 360, because everybody loves the Boss 360. So secondary to the Boss 360 is my 1,200-pound clamp, because it is the best weight for magnet fishing under railroad bridges. You're not going to get stuck, and you're going to grab a lot of wonderful stuff. So I haven't tried my 1,800-pound, but I definitely love my 1,200-pound clamp.
Hey, Angeline, can you explain the pull force? River City Metal Hunter is asking that question.
Oh, Kevin,
mag-
thank you. Let me let you guys know that River City Metal Hunter is a Brute Magnetics affiliate. He is a wonderful guy. He has a wonderful crew out of Tennessee, and he gets asked that question a lot. And so pull force can be defined as two things. You have the electromagnet thing where it says the pull force is what defines the amount of strength that it takes to pull a magnet away from an object. That is not singly definitive.
From Ricky T.
When you have your pull force, you can also have what is called organic pull force, and that is where your magnet drops into the water, and as it drops into the water, it will attract metal to it. So you have the stronger your pull force, the more likely you are to attract something as it drops. The definitive measurement of pull force is what it takes to pull your magnet off of something. So there are equations that would fully explain that. I'm not I don't have it right in front of me. I have researched it, but I don't have it right in front of me. But I could tell you that in magnets, you have pull force, and then you have combined pull force, and then you have 360 pull force. So combined pull force is when you have a double-sided magnet like this one. This is a 1,200-pound clamp magnet. This magnet is a magnet that uses 360 technology, which means it's 1200 here and 1200 here. But let's say this was a double-sided magnet and not a magnet that's using pull force 360 technology. Let's say that if this were a combined pull force magnet and it was 1200 and 600 here and 600 here. So when you have 360 technology,
Talking about the
it's
thing.
1200 on both sides. When you have combined pull force, you divide the pull force, and that is what is on each side of the magnet.
Okay. Boy, we've got so many questions popping up on here, don't we, Jeff? It's a lot.
Yeah, we do.
I'm trying to answer them shortly. I'm trying to keep them short and sweet.
You're doing fine. We just get a lot of questions.
So we just have got a bunch of them. And this one's from Ricky T. He's asking, what's the difference between salvaging and river cleanup? That's a good question.
Okay, so salvaging and river cleanup. Okay, so the difference is how you do it. Salvaging is when you use something to retrieve. If you're using, say, a magnet and a clamp, not a clamp, what did you guys call it? The
grappling hook.
Grappling hook. If you're using a magnet and a grappling hook,
3 of them are questions.
you are using what is called assistance to pull an item up. Now, in the state that you're in, assistance to pull an item up varies. So check your rules and regulations. In Indiana, depending on the county that you're in, the grappling hook is not part of assistance. But if you're using a winch, let's say you put your magnet in, but you're not strong enough to pull it out, and you put it on the back of your car and use your car that is using winch force. At that point, you have crossed into salvaging law. If you 90% of the time, and I don't want to say this is fact because I'm here in Indiana, so I can say it as fact for here in Indiana, but can't say it as fact for every state in the U.S. If you are using just your magnet, you fall under the magnet fishing hobby unless the rules and regulations in your area, according to DNR, have changed. But like, say, here in Indiana, where I am, if I am using just my magnet to pull it up, brute force, I'm good. But let's say I need help pulling it up and I attach it to an electric winch. That's a no-no, because at that point, you are using assistance to pull an item up, and you have now crossed over into that field of
4 and 5 up are both questions, hon.
Yeah, it's very interesting on that. So you better check with your local ordinances.
I always say that to everybody if you're going to magnet fish, because what happened in 2020 is, in 2020 there were no rules and regulations. We were just cleaning the water up.
Yeah.
But as the hobby grew, a couple of things happened. First, the hobby grew. More people got out there, more waterways got cleaned. However, at the same time, protected waterways got disturbed. And DNR's, Department of Natural Resources, went, whoa, hold on. You can't magnet fish here because we're protecting these snails. You can't magnet fish here because we're protecting these clams. I get that. You get the oil sheen, or you get the copper sheen that comes up, and you think that it's an oil spill, and it's actually a bacteria that you're releasing that's harmful to these snails or clams. So you really need to check, especially for remote areas, whether or not you're magnet fishing in a naturally protected resource area.
Yeah, that makes
Get
sense.
permission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here in Indiana, if you're going to magnet fish, thanks to some new rules and regulations that I actually very much so appreciate, you need to have permission to magnet fish off of docks. You can't really purchase a permit or a magnet fishing permit, but you do have to get some form of tangible permission. And I will recommend this. If you're going to magnet fish, get your fishing license, because with a fishing license, you are protected from some disturbances that you create. So please, if you're going to magnet fish, get your fishing license. It's very important. Trust me on this. You will not be upset in doing so.
That makes
Okay.
a lot of sense for sure. And
Now,
Jeff.
Min wants to know what's the deepest you've ever magnet fished, or do you just stay shallow?
Okay. I don't necessarily stay shallow. I do not magnet fish deeper than I can dive to retrieve my magnet. So I can dive down. I have a Baja implant, and I have an open eardrum. So I can only dive down approximately 12 to 18 feet. So the deepest that I magnet fish is 12 to 18 feet. Unless I have a diver with me. If I have a diver with me, I'll go 30, 40, 50 feet down. But if I personally can't dive down to retrieve my magnet, I spent money, it's an investment, and then I really don't go that far down.
Okay, cool.
Well, I see you got that one too, Jeff. Ian White says Aurora Brothers magnet fishing here. Can you explain the magnet fishing in saltwater, how it can affect your magnet?
Ian is asking an amazing question. First, let me let you guys know that Ian White is also a Brute Magnetics affiliate and very Brute loyal. He asks a very important question. It doesn't matter if you're magnet fishing in saltwater or if you're magnet fishing in freshwater, you still have to protect your magnet. Now, one of the best ways to protect your magnet is using a product called fluid film. Now, I can't find my canister of fluid film. However, I did pull this picture up. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah, we can see it. Yeah. You
So,
apply that to the magnet?
So if you are fresh water magnet fishing, you're going to use it maybe about once a week, especially if you're magnet fishing every day. However, if you are saltwater magnet fishing, every time you magnet fish, when you're finished magnet fishing, you're going to fresh water, cold water, use cold, not warm, not hot. Rinse your magnet clean, get the debris off, and coat it with this fluid film. Now, is it a fail-safe? No, because eventually the chrome on the magnet is going to bubble, and you're going to want to peel that off right away. But in the meantime, to keep the best looking, sharpest looking, most well-contained magnet, you're going to want to protect it. Fluid film is an industrial undercoating that you put under your cars to protect it from rust. And by using this, it is a light coating. You wash the magnet off, you take the debris off, you put the fluid film on, you wipe the excess off. You're set to go to be protected in that time. So if you're saltwater fishing, I'm going to recommend that you fluid film every single time you're done magnet fishing to protect your magnet. If you're freshwater magnet fishing, you can get away with doing it about once a week if you're magnet fishing weekly.
Okay. All right. Well, we have another question here, and this is from Streak, and he's asking, and we're talking about a lot of weights. How heavy are the magnets? How heavy is the magnet?
It really depends. Let me give you an example. Hang on. Oh, this is a pretty strong magnet, but it's not very heavy. Let me show you. this is a 1,200-pound clamp magnet. This is approximately 4 pounds. Not very heavy at all. As I said several times earlier, this is my go-to underneath the railroad bridge magnet. Not too heavy, not too strong. It's going to let itself go from something that is really dense, and it's going to grab onto anything that you need it to, like the railroad nails or bolts or pins, that you want to pull up. So when you're talking about how strong a magnet is, you really have to consider, is it a double-sided, and the strength. If it is a double-sided, the stronger you go, the heavier it's going to get. The strongest, heaviest magnets that I've experienced as far as single-sided or the 360s and 360 technology are the Boss 360 and the 3,500-pound clamp. Now, the 3,500-pound clamp, which is equivalent to the Boss 360, but not as good, is heavier than the Boss 360. But then you have the Dockbuster, which is an 8-pound top drop magnet. So when you talk about weight, it literally depends on the composition of the facial pull force of the magnet.
Okay.
Okay, we got a good one right
all
here.
Go ahead and get it.
That's not, I don't think that's it. No, let me find.
I can answer that question. That question.
Yeah, from Luis Villarreal. He wants to know if you had any encounters with a Karen or a grumpy cop while you magnet fishing.
Okay.
Because we've had, all of us out here that metal detect, treasure hunt, whatever, have come across a few Karens.
So, I am a very charismatic person. And I actually approach Karens before they approach me. And you're like, whoa, how do you do that? That sounds kind of weird, right? No. If I see somebody that's lingering behind me, literally, I feel like maybe they're looking for a reason to ridicule what I'm doing. I bring them in. I say, hey, do you want to protect your environment? Let me show you how to do it. This is a magnet, and this is what we're doing. And I actually flood people with positive results to what I'm doing before they get a chance to judge me. And I let them in, and I bring them in, and I show them my magnet. I let them hold my magnet. I let them throw my magnet. I have never had a negative experience face to face. Now, you ask me, have I had a negative Karen experience? I was magnet fishing on a dock that I had been professionally invited in to retrieve some keys that a boat owner had lost. And the boat owner next to the dock slip that I was working at did complain. However, I had a rapport with the dock master, and the dock master did explain she was invited to be here. She was looking for a lost set of keys, and they did warn me that we don't necessarily want you magnet fishing here without notice. So, I have had negative and positive results, but what I do is I turn the negative into a positive by learning from the complaint that comes my way and being more cautious. I carry a dock broom and I clean up after myself. I carry buckets of clean water. I wash the docks off. There's never any mud. I make it a point to be able to do what I'm doing and create a positive environment.
Okay, while you're answering this question, I will go ahead and put the thing on the screen for the giveaway. But while you're answering this question, and it's from River City Hunter.
Kevin, shush! I already know that you know the answer to that question.
Yeah, but the other people might not.
Yeah.
So what's the strongest magnet Brute makes?
No. The question is, what is the strongest magnet on the market that Brute makes? Because a few years ago, Clay, in tandem with another personality, his name is Man Plus River, put out the strongest magnet. I believe it was like 8,400 pounds pull force, and put an experiment. Brute Magnetics does not actually sell those magnets. Now, the strongest magnet that they do sell is the Boss 360. The second strongest, and I think they're discontinuing it, which is sad because I love the Clamp series, was the 3,500 pound. And then, of course, you have the Dockbuster. So that's kind of a two-part question because Clay did come and do some experimenting and develop a really, really, really super strong magnet. But Man Plus River is not here to explain that. If you go and look at some of his social media, you'll see, like, literally, if you have a pacemaker, you can't be anywhere near his magnet. It's like that, and it's a top drop, and it's like it will get anything, and if it attaches to something, you won't get it off. And that was an experimental thing. Only 4 of them were ever made. They're out there somewhere. I know Man Plus River has one. However, on the market, the 2 strongest magnets that Brute Magnetics has is the 460 and the 3,500 pound clamp.
Okay, I'm going to put this up right now so people can get registered for the giveaway because we're running a little short on time.
I need to stand corrected really quick. Kevin Sutliff of River City Magnet Fishing did inform me that the wildebeest is 4,250 pounds pull force. So I stand corrected. Thank you very much, Kevin, for letting me know and for watching and paying attention to what I'm saying. The wildebeest at this point for a top drop is 4,250, and I do believe that is a single-sided magnet because I just got one. So I do stand corrected. And they are asking me on my phone about this giveaway, so I'm going to shut up right now.
Okay, the giveaway, what you do is you enter in the chat to be eligible for the giveaway, exactly as I have it on the screen. Hashtag Brute, all caps, no spaces. Then you will be entered in there, and we'll give it a few minutes to make sure everybody's entered, and we're giving away a magnet kit. So get registered, and we'll do the drawing here pretty soon. Okay, you got another question, Philip?
Oh yeah, I figured out how you put those questions on the screen. That's pretty cool, Jeff. I just was pushing buttons, and there's the question. How hard is it to pull up something that's super heavy stuck to your magnet in the water? And this is from Min.
Yeah, after I answer this question, if you can go to the question before that was asked by Ian, that is an important question as well.
Okay.
So how hard is it to pull something up that is super heavy that is stuck to your magnet? Well, it really depends on the actual pull force of your magnet because sometimes it can be really hard. Sometimes it can be a super struggle and the magnet breaks away. And sometimes, it's an exercise and the magnet's not going to let it go and you're going to pull it up. And sometimes you're going to pull it up and you're going to flip your kayak like I have done mag-yak several times.
Okay.
Okay, what was the question?
What is the best way to separate two magnets? The reason that Ian is asking that is because Ian White and Kevin Sutliff actually developed the best way. And Boss 360, those 360 magnets, if you get two magnets too close to each other, and it can be almost impossible to get them apart. Kevin and Ian actually figured out that you can take a plastic wedge and with a little bit of force, put it between the two magnets, and then like with your car or whatever, and separate them that way. Now, personally, I believe in taking a wide block wood wedge that's wide on one end and real tight on the other end, and using a rubber mallet, putting it down, create the fulcrum separation, and then you can use two vehicles to pull them apart. Sometimes you can actually use brute force, but in a case where you get two very strong magnets stuck together, you have to remember that these magnets are attracted to each other, and you have to find a way to separate the attraction. Copper is the best way to separate the attraction. So get yourself a wide edge angle and coat it with copper. And then just put it between the magnets, use your rubber mallet, hammer it down. That copper creates a negative force. It actually pushes the magnets away from each other, making it quite a bit easier to separate them. But remember, the copper jacket is what is important.
Okay, cool.
I keep saying Tennessee, but Ian and Kevin, River City Magnets are in Virginia. I have been corrected again.
Okay.
Wonderful people.
Okay, we about done registering, I think. So let's give away something.
All right, Jeff, let's do it.
Let me get this on the screen. And as you know, it's a random drawing. I'm fixing to do that. So we get ready. This is Philip's favorite part of every show. He likes.
This sounds so fun. I'm so excited. I love drawings. I absolutely love drawings.
So here we go. And around and around and around we go.
Go. Oh,
Let's
look at
see
all these
who's gonna
wonderful
win.
names. These wonderful people. I see. Oh,
Ray M. Ray M.
winner.
You are the winner. Let me get this off the screen. Now I will put up what you need to do, Ray M. And I'm going to put this up there. You need to send an email with your name, address, and phone number. You send that to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. With your name, address, and phone number, I will get it to Brute Magnetics, and they will get your product out to you, and you are a lucky winner, and I hope you find all kinds of good stuff with your magnet.
and just remember, Ray, you need to do the initiation. If somebody contacts you, don't listen to them. You need to do the initiation. So just in case there's scammers and spammers watching this, trying to, prey on somebody that won, you need to do the contacting. If somebody contacts you before you contact them, I'd feel a little bit weary about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty much on top of all the giveaways. So if he sends an email, we'll make sure that we get it to the proper people at Brute Magnetics, and they will get their magnet. And Ray, I hope you find all kinds of good stuff. Now we got another question
And
here.
you're going to have fun. Bounce that magnet. Don't drag it. That'll be more fun.
Is the rope used on the magnet capable of pulling up 3,600 pounds? That's from
Okay,
Tom Becker.
I'm going to answer this question in a roundabout way because there are multiple magnet fishing companies out there. And magnet fishing companies generally sell the compatible rope for the pull force. So the best piece of advice I can give you is to either buy a box set or a kit. To example, when I got, hang on, it got stuck. When I got this 1,200 pound clamp, I bought this as a kit, which means it came with the rope, the gloves, and the Loctite. because I bought mine as a kit with the rope. The rope is the compatible strength for the pull force of the magnet. Take the guesswork out of what you're doing. Unless you actually know a pull force of a rope or a 550 cord or a nylon cord, unless you're like one of those people that like seeks out that information, take the guesswork out of it and buy a kit or a box set whenever you buy it. Because first of all, it's kind of cheaper to do a kit because the kit comes with the rope, the carabiner, the magnet, the gloves, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to tell you, take the guesswork out of what you're trying to do and buy a kit so that it all comes together. If you want to see what a kit looks like, I got an unopened kit. I can open it up right here in front of y'all and show it to you. Just saying.
I got some behind me too here, and I put the link on my website there, so the folks want to see what they look like. There's rope, a grappling hook, and 3 different size brute magnet kits.
Well, and it depends on the kit. Okay, so I do get this question a lot. If you don't mind me interrupting you,
Go right ahead.
This is a big, massive question. People will say to me, well, I visited such and such website. In this case, I'm going to say Brute Magnetics because I know the Brute Magnetics website. And it's so confusing because you have your magnet, and then you have the kit, and then you have your box set, and then you have your complete set. Okay. That is because not everybody needs everything. So sometimes, let's say you bought a kit, your magnet disintegrated because say you didn't know how to take care of it, so you just need to replace the magnet but not the rope. So we sell just the magnet, right? But then we have the box set, which sells a really cool plastic box. This is the box set for a 1,200 pound. That's this is the dock, the dock magnet you guys are giving away, the 1,200 pound.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is just the magnet. Like if you were going to buy this is the box set. So it comes with the box, and then you open it up, blah, blah, blah. And you get this really cool rope, foam insert to store your magnet in, and your safety Loctite, and it's always there. And then you've got, of course, your aluminum carabiner and so on, and it all fits right here, and you can just close it up and store it. And these are basically what is required if you're going to go and travel with it. Like railroads or whatever. I can't speak for airlines because airline regulations are different. But if you were going to go on a railroad, you would have to have this box. You would have to have this magnet in this box. So this is a box set. A kit is the exact same thing without the box. And it's probably about $20 cheaper because you're not buying the box. So when you go to buy your magnet, be aware that there are 3 to 4 different ways to buy your magnet. Kit, box set, magnet by itself, box set with accessories, kit with accessories. So just kind of be aware of what it is that you want and pay attention to what you're selecting to get.
There you go. Hey, we had this question earlier, and Jeff knows who's it's from because he asks this all the time. What is the weirdest thing you found while you're magnet fishing? Anything strike you as weird?
Wow.
Did we stump you?
No. It's kind of embarrassing.
Well, this is a family show, and so if you don't want to say it,
yeah.
don't say it.
No, I don't know if okay, so somebody, we were in Louisiana, and I don't know, a lot of especially in Louisiana, Florida Bog Coast, Tampa, Clearwater, those areas, we got a lot of hoodoo and voodoo religions. So you get a lot of kind of strange things. The weirdest thing that we pulled up, I was in Louisiana, and it was encased in a, condom, and it was a hairpiece to somebody's hairpiece, and it was a dollar bill and some other things, and it was what but it's the fact that what it was encased in makes it the weirdest thing I ever pulled up. And I wasn't weirded out because I figure that it wasn't used, that's just what they used to protect whatever it was that they were doing in their religious
Right.
expose. But it was kind of weird to pull that up. But yeah, weird. I told you.
Okay, let's say for
Yes,
instance,
I told.
Okay.
all right, let's say for instance, we've got somebody that says, I've always wanted to magnet fish. I've never magnet fished. I'm going to buy my starter kit. Where would be a good place for them to start? Would it be at a pond, or where would be the best place for them to start? Maybe a canal or drainage canal. And
people. This, I get this question a lot. They're like, where do I go? I mean, like, even if I have just a lightweight crap magnet, where do I go? People drop stuff in the water. People accidentally, they lean over too far. They drop their keys. They little kids lose their fishing boats. People, if you want to start magnet fishing and you're in an area where you've never heard of it, go to the people. Go to a dock that has lots of people that come in and out, lots of visitors. Get permission to be there. First of all, you want to get permission to be there, but people, if you're going to go to experimentally start to find out what this is all about, people are the key. Go where there are a lot of people, because what is the one thing that people, especially, I could say this about Tampa, I could say this about Clearwater, I could say this about Louisiana docks, I could say this about Georgia docks, I could say this about ocean fronts, I could say this about big Tennessee lakes. When you get an area where people travel to see the water, lots of water, that have never really experienced the water, what's the first thing they do? Drop their keys in, lose their keys, catch a big fish, lose their fishing pole, this and that, right? People.
But do not go and throw your magnet in a bunch of people that are swimming or anything like that.
No, I meant go to an area where there are a lot of people that go in and out, in and out. If you live in Tampa, I would say Tampa Bay, because Tampa Bay has a lot of docks and stuff. And all those people, travelers and visitors, will walk out and they'll peer over the dock and bam, they've lost their keys or their hair barrette or whatever. So that is a great place to start.
Yes, indeed. And guess what? Our
Our
time is up.
It's up.
It's flown by.
Well,
It's gone.
Yes, it is. Angela, thank you for coming on here and educating everyone about magnet fishing. To me, it looks like an awesome hobby, and I have a lot of customers who they buy their magnet and they're just hooked. They want to go all the time. So thank you for coming on here.
Thank you so much for having me. I think it's been a privilege to be in here and share my experiences with everybody. I can tell you that we did not even cover like half of like how to get your magnet unstuck or how to dry your rope out in between magnet fishing. So please, if you ever want to have me back, drop me
I will drop you a line. I certainly will.
Yes.
And so, Philip, I want to thank you and Jocelyn for doing so much hard work over there.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it, as always. And I like my new lights, too.
Yeah, it looks
Oh,
good.
I do.
What we're doing, we're trying, we've been on the air 5 years, folks, and we're trying to kind of kick our game up a little bit. So if you have suggestions and good suggestions, I don't want to hear anything like, well, give away more detectors or anything like that. That's not a good suggestion. If you've got a legitimate good suggestion on how we can improve the show, then send me an email, treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. Phil and I will discuss it and see if we can put that in place, because we are always looking to up our game, make it better, make it easier for you to get your questions answered and to learn about this wonderful hobby of treasure hunting. So make sure that you're with us next week when Carter Pennington of Detector Pro, the maker of the great gray ghost items. Isn't that right, Philip?
That's it. Always a good show.
Yep, always a good show. He's going to be with us. We're going to be talking about a newer product from Detector Pro and anything else that you want to talk about related to treasure hunting and gray ghost. So with that being said, thank you, Angeline. We appreciate you so much. I want to thank you for spending some time with us tonight. And good congratulations to Ray Martins for winning that magnet. He's going to have a lot of fun. And happy hunting, everybody. Dig deeper, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week, guys. Happy hunting.